Well, I think that a lot of us love God with our hearts whenever we pray and we sing and dance in church.
Because of all the good things he does.
We just think about good stuff with God, and we think about times that we need to remember God. By doing what he says.
We love God by doing our 10 Commandments, praying for him every day.
Well, whenever we do something wrong or we get hurt, God picks us back up and revives us from the problem, and we love him for that.
All I could really say is just do what you're supposed to first time asked.
You love God with your heart by not just loving God, but loving your neighbor and your family and everyone important to you, because that's just really showing that you care about your family, about you, about God, about everyone.
We go to church to pray, and we listen to the pastor's stories.
If we can't do something, like pick something up, or someone needs help and you don't know how to help, he brings it to us, and then we know how to solve the problem.
Well, with our strength, we can help people who are in need. We could help elderly people walk across the street, or help them with their groceries, walk them to their car.
With our strength, we can help people. Whenever someone's getting bullied and they don't know how to stick up for themselves, we can stick up for them.
Don't just help others you know and are very close, but help people you might not know to help the community. It may not be big, but it could still help a lot of people, and you have the faith of an elephant. Having the faith of an elephant is no matter how big it is or no matter how small it is, you still help someone or something.
You can love God with your strength, because lumberjacks, when they're cutting wood, they're using it to build firewood to help cold people or build houses for poor people. Yeah. And then you love people with your soul. It's the same thing with your heart, because they're basically the same thing. You use them to love your neighbors, God, your family, your friends, and everyone important to you.
Read the Bible and pray, lots of praying.
Helping people, giving money to charities.
We just need to get good memories of God and good love with God.
One time I fell in 4th grade off the slide and it knocked out my wind, but God gave me courage to stand up.
He fills our cups.
We love God with our soul. We pray every day, no matter what time it is. We read the Bible. We read the Bible at any time, nighttime, daytime, afternoon, evening, anytime.
By loving everyone around us.
By sharing God's love with everybody, loving everybody as he taught us to.
We can think of what he does, all the good things he's done.
We can just pray in our mind without speaking out loud.
By praying to him.
We think about him all the time, and we can pray in our heads. We don't have to pray out loud, and we can think about the good things that he's done.
By thinking about God every day, taking him with us everywhere we go, and reading the Bible.
Well, if you're at school and you have a problem that you don't know how to solve, God will help you, giving you knowledge so you can solve again, the problem.
Whenever you're like taking a test or something, you can use God's wisdom to help you get through the test with a passing grade.
We read the Bible. One time I went to this place and we had like lots of people and it was like a party, and then whenever we sat down on the table we prayed for God to have a good time, and we had cake, and then the cakes, and it was my birthday and I really enjoyed it. I was thinking about God and stuff.
When you're praying and going to church, you are telling yourself, I need to go to church, not just like, human nature says, I don't want to get out of bed. But you tell yourself, I need to go to church, so yeah.
When we're in trouble, we can think in our minds that God will be there to help us. All I could really say is just think of happy thoughts and they'll happen, and pray to God every day.
We can just remember God and talk about God with lots of people, and good times that we've been together with families.
Because I love God with my mind, my heart, soul, my strength.
If they're homeless, we can give them money, and so they can buy a home. Sometimes I just go to my neighbor's house and we have like 20 or 30 minutes over there, and we have lunch, we have playtime, and we have enjoy time. Enjoy time is where we go to the table and talk with each other.
You love your neighbor by, like, whenever you get yourself something, like you're like, I'm just gonna get myself a little treat. Why don't you just like get that for your neighbor or your friend or even someone you don't really know? And that's how you show God that you love your neighbor as much as you love yourself.
If we love all those people, like for the soccer team, we could cheer for them and hope that they win, because Jason is in a soccer team, so we always cheer for him when he gets the ball, so that he can shoot it in the goal.
We can treat them kind. If they're mean, we can just if they're mean, we can try to make them a better people.
If they're hurt, you can take them to the hospital.
Whenever they ask me for a pencil or to help me with something or so, I will usually help them with it, because I want to help them out, not just like make myself do good, but help my partner do good or my group do good.
Don't just think of yourselves before others, but think of the people in need. And go ahead and do things that nobody could extraordinary.
We go to the sanctuary and talk and stuff, and in kids' time we do good stuff, and we talk about good things of God.
Well, we have to share with our neighbors sometimes, so that's showing love to them.
Many people were getting bullied at my school, and I knew the only way to improvise it is if I get in the fight, but I didn't really want to hurt anybody, so I told the teacher what was happening, and she took it down, and she took it from there.
If our neighbor is in trouble or if they're going through a rough time, we can help them or make them calm down.
If there's a new neighbor in town, we can go welcome them to our neighborhood, and we can help the neighbor with things that they need help with.
At school one time, whenever I didn't have any colored pencils, my friend Maria, she gave me some colored pencils.
Well, me and my neighbor Evan, usually after school or just whenever we feel like it, we go to each other's houses and we call each other out, hey, you wanna play?
We help them.
Because they give us good times together. We have good stuff with God, and we go good places with God, and God's everywhere, so we can see God.
God doesn't expect much of us. He just gave us 10 rules, but he just There's two rules that are above all else. To love him more than anything ever. And to love your neighbor, to love them like they are the most important thing in the world. To love them like that person is your biological father, mother, brother, sister. And like to love them like they are important and they matter and they're not just there for no reason.
It shows we care.
Because most of all, if you don't love your neighbors, that you won't receive as much help as you need.
Because it could help make the world a better place, because there are bad people all around, so it's nice to help others, because if you need help but nobody can help you, you help someone else and you might be able to help yourself.
Love is his main rule because he wants us to love as much as possible, more than he wants us to not sin. He wants us to love more than anything.
He fills the emptiness
so that it could help people learn and make them be better people.
I think that it's not just the people who believe in God get good things. I feel like just because they don't go to church doesn't mean they don't believe in God and stuff. So they still believe in him, but it's just that they don't show it.
Because you earn love back when you love someone else.
Because we use them in our everyday lives. We have to use them in our everyday lives. And if we don't, we have to try.
Because we can be better people with our lives. We can do better things with our lives. And just because there's bad people doesn't mean we have to hate those bad people. We can just we can turn them into good people.
All I really have to say left is be kind and take responsibility.
He's awesome. Everybody here is awesome. So, yeah, I just feel like God makes the earth and the world a much better place to live in.